gains 2 naira 50 kobo against dollar.
And in sports, Zlatan Ibrahimovic scores as AC Milan beat Shamrock Rovers in Europa League qualifiers.
Details of these and more after this break. I am Charles Oporum. Now the news in detail. There was tight security around Central Bank of Nigeria, Benin City, on Thursday, which caused gridlock at Ring Road and other parts of the city center. A police armored personnel carrier was parked at the entrance gate to the bank, while only journalists and accredited observers were allowed into the premises to witness the movement of sensitive materials. The head of Voter Education and Publicity, Independent National Electoral Commission, Edo State, Timidi Wadiwe, told reporters at the premises of the CBN that the distribution commenced with the farthest local government areas. He said they started from Akoko Edo, Esako Central, Owan East and Owan West, among others, because of their distance. Wadiwe said from the local government, the materials will move to registration area centers, and from there, they will move to the polling units and voting points on Saturday morning. The materials arrived at the CBN office on Wednesday, and they were inspected by party chieftains and observers. Security agencies on Thursday patrolled the nooks and crannies of Edo State, displaying their weapons and personnel deployed for the exercise. A security convoy led by the Deputy Inspector General, or DIG, in charge of security for the polls, combed various parts of Edo South, stopping at intervals to assure the people of their safety. It was observed that several armored personnel carriers carrying armed military and police operatives, Hilux vehicles and buses filled with security agents touring different parts of the metropolis, while roadblocks were mounted in strategic areas with the police searching vehicles for possible exhibits. Already, some of the 31,000 cops deployed for the election by the Inspector General of Police, IGP Mohammed Adamu, have been deployed to the hinterland and riverine communities to prevent thugs from wreaking havoc. It was gathered that a commissioner of police was deployed to each of the identified strongholds to coordinate security activities and report to the DIG, while the bulk of the security forces would man Oredo, Ego and the Pumawaka local government areas, which are considered to have the highest number of voters. Addressing the joint security patrols, DIG Oyebade said he was happy they received timely information and acted on scene to prevent unpleasant situations. President Muhammadu Buhari has signed into law the Nigeria Police Bill 2020. The signing of the bill into law was reported in a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina. The President, in a memo dated September 16, 2020, communicated his assent to the bill to the National Assembly through the Clerk of the Legislature. The Act repeals the Police Act Cap, page 19, Laws of the Federation 2004, and provides for a more effective and well-organized police force driven by the principles of transparency and accountability in its operations and management of its resources. Among others, the Act establishes an appropriate funding framework for the police in line with what is obtainable in other federal government key institutions, enhances professionalism in the force through increased training opportunities, and creates an enduring cooperation and partnership between the police force and communities in maintaining peace and combating crimes nationwide. voiced Nigeria's commitment to help West African countries in consolidating democracy within the sub-region. The president spoke on Thursday at State House, Abuja, while playing host to President Roch Kabore of Burkina Faso, who was on a one-day official visit to Nigeria. According to a statement issued by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, President Buhari said Nigeria will always support countries preparing for elections. Burkina Faso holds legislative elections in November this year. President Kabore, who chairs the Economic, Trade and Liberalization Scheme of ECOWAS, said he was in Nigeria to discuss crucial sub-regional issues with President Buhari. These include the convening of a joint commission meeting between Nigeria and Burkina Faso, reported trade difficulties among Nigeria, Ghana, Republic of Benin, and the Niger Republic, and the way forward. President Kabore commended President Buhari for what he called strong leadership and support displayed by the Nigerian leader in his capacity as chairman of COVID-19 response in West Africa. The federal government says it will convene a meeting with its relevant agencies and ministries over the recent threat by the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, that government should revert to old prices of fuel and electricity tariff. Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, dropped the hint on Thursday. The Nigeria Labour Congress, at its Central Working Committee meeting on Wednesday at the Labour House, Abuja, gave the government September 28th deadline to revert to the old fuel price and electricity tariff. If not, they will paralyze the economy. The federal government and the leadership of the organized labor had met on Tuesday at the instance of the government to look at the financial position of the country following the threats by the labor to embark on strike over the recent increases in petrol and electricity tariff. The meeting on Tuesday, which was approved by President Muhammadu Buhari, was deadlocked after talking for about 10 hours. The Federation Accounts Allocation Committee (FAC) has shared 682 billion and 60 naira August 2020 Federation account revenue to the federal, states and local government councils and agencies. This was stated shortly after the monthly Federation Account Allocation Committee meeting for September 2020 through virtual conferencing chaired by Dr. Mahmoud Issa Dutsi, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Finance. The gross statutory revenue of 531.8 billion naira was received for the month of August 2020. This was lower than the 543.788 billion naira received in the previous month by 11.958 billion naira. The gross revenue available from the value-added tax was 150.230 billion naira as against 132.619 billion naira available in the previous month, resulting in an increase of 17.611 billion naira. A communique by the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee indicated that from the total distributable revenue of 682.060 billion naira, the federal government received 272.905 billion naira, the state governments received 197.648 billion naira, and the local government councils received 147.422 billion naira. The oil producing states received 30.881 billion naira as 13% derivation revenue, while cost of revenue collection and transfers collectively received an allocation of 33.205 billion naira. Elsewhere, the federal government has launched a central database for the management of recovered assets. The Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, during the launch on Thursday in Abuja, said all the assets that have been recovered by the federal government are now tied to specific projects. The launch was witnessed by officials from government agencies, including the EFCC, the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, ICPC, and the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS. In his remarks, ICPC Chairman, Professor Bolaji Owasanoye, said all anti-corruption agencies should be digitized and integrated for easy access. He added that the idea of the central database system is to ensure that all anti-corruption agencies harmonize all recovered assets. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice had earlier in December 2019 told journalists in Abuja that a central database will be created for the management of recovered assets stolen from the country. He stressed that the war against corruption in the country by the President Muhammadu Buhari-led government is devoid of any political or ethnic sentiment. KUFM's News Zone continues right after this break. Please stay with us.
Beautiful one, I call on you today.
Bless you.
This not be time of bless you. This is where we say coronavirus so they show yourself for the world there. Now time to use tissue paper or handkerchief. Take cover your mouth or nose when you dey cough or sneeze. This is not time to always wash your hand. Use hand sanitizer where contain better alcohol. This is not time to give ears, as in avoid me, give me space to any person where they cough or sneeze. This is not time to protect yourself or neighbors from sickness. So if you notice anything, sharp, carry yourself or the person go hospital or call this number free of charge. You're not going to collect money for your hand. That is toll-free number for 080 00 26 7662. 080 00 26 7662. You first can bring this other number for 080 09 70 00 Remember, say life now says coronavirus not the show for face, so the person with their life will carry first to. This message is from KUFM 2.7. Beautiful world, we call on you today. Come feel this place today. Let your presence dwell amongst us. Ocean divide.
Welcome back. Governors of the 36 states of the Federation have resolved to play more active roles in the revival of the Nigerian economy. Towards this end, they are to schedule a meeting with state commissioners of finance, budgets and planning. This was part of resolutions contained in a communique issued after the 17th teleconference meeting of the Nigeria Governors Forum held on Wednesday. The communique, which was signed by the chairman of the forum and governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, was released in Abuja on Thursday. Fayemi said the forum will be playing a strategic role in the forthcoming 26th Nigerian Economic Summit, which is designed to focus on the sub-nationals as the frontiers for economic growth and development in the country. Bayelsa State government has approached the Supreme Court asking for an order stopping the federal government over the payment of monthly statutory allocation from Suku oil wells to Rivers State. In a suit filed in Abuja, the Bayelsa State government is invoking the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, which enables the state government to sue the federal government directly at the apex court. The suit is predicated on a December 2019 judgment of the Federal High Court ceding the Suku field to Rivers State. Justice Ian Iku of the Federal High Court had declared that after examining all the documents from relevant government agencies and facts before the court, the Suku oil fields belong to Rivers State. Bayelsa State, in its suit against the federal government, however, claims that it stands to lose billions of naira accruable to it if the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee complies with the judgment and pays the allocation to Rivers State. Bayelsa State is also seeking an interlocutory injunction against Akwa Ibom State, asking the Supreme Court to stop the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission from withholding its statutory allocation or deducting it in favor of Akwa Ibom State. No date has yet been fixed for the hearing. 4 people have been confirmed dead following a building collapse at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Road in Abia State. The 3-story building collapsed on Wednesday, leaving many trapped and others injured. 4 bodies were later pulled out of the rubble by emergency officials. The body of a teenage boy was removed from the rubble on Thursday, while 3 other bodies were removed on Wednesday. Other victims of the building collapse are currently receiving treatment at the hospital. According to the building authorities in the state, the building caved in because it was built with substandard materials. The owner of the building is said to be living abroad, and the construction job is being handled by a contractor who is currently at large. Emergency services are still at the site, searching for more bodies believed to be trapped under the rubble. The Nigeria Communications Commission has warned against the illegal use of GSM boosters by individuals across the country. GSM boosters are devices that transmit and receive telecommunication signals and can interfere with other radio frequency equipment. In a notice on its website, the Commission said individuals desirous of using GSM boosters should note that they could only do so in conjunction with licensed network operators. Also, the governor of Abia State, Okezie Ikpeazu, has ordered the immediate suspension of the executive secretary of the Aba South Local Government Town Planning Authority over the collapse of a 3-story building in Aba. Ikpeazu gave the order on Thursday when he paid an assessment visit to the site of a 3-story building under construction on Azikiwe Road, which collapsed on Wednesday. He expressed the resolve of the state government to prosecute those found culpable in the construction of the collapsed building, which killed 4 persons and injured several others. The governor noted that preliminary information indicated that the building's plan was yet to be approved, adding that on-site evaluations showed that substandard materials were used in constructing the structure. Coming up in business news in a moment, Naira gains 2 naira 50 kobo against the dollar. Gossip Orlando has more in our business news bulletin.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 600 billion, and the last kobo. Oh yes, we follow the money. It's all about the business and the business of business. The gains and the losses. The bulls and bears. The rise and falls. The risk and the satisfaction of seeing the last kobo rise to millions. On KUFM's Business News, the simple and complex jargons of business just make sense. Get the trending news on the morning market, forecasts, investment opportunities, policy changes, and other breakout information on the ever-busy world of business. KU Business News, Monday to Friday on our news dawn, 6:30 to 7 a.m.
Good morning. Nigeria's currency gained 2 naira 50 kobo as the dollar traded at an average rate of 463 naira 50 kobo on Thursday from 466 naira on Wednesday on the black markets. The naira appreciation was due to improved liquidity in the market. Bureau d'Change BDC operators received some dollar allocation from the Central Bank of Nigeria on Wednesday. And elsewhere, the Nigerian stock market failed to close in positive note on Thursday as the benchmark performance indicator decreased by minus 0.07%. This week alone, the market has decreased by 0.23%, which moderated the month-to-date gain to plus 0.81%. The market's negative return year-to-date has increased to minus 4.88%. Market watchers see the possibility of recent losses ushering in bargain hunting activities in the next few sessions, though a cautious trading strategy is still recommended. On Thursday, investors took profit on equities like Dangote Sugar PLC, Custodian Investment PLC, Caverton PLC, Ecobank Transnational Incorporated PLC, and Owando PLC. At the close of trading session, the Nigerian Stock Exchange NSE All-Share Index ASI, which tracks the performance of the bourse, decreased to 25,533.35 points from preceding day high of 25,558.81 points. And moving on, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation NNPC on Thursday announced a trading surplus of 20.36 billion naira in July 2020, rising by 860% from a surplus of 2.12 billion naira recorded in June. In a statement on its monthly financial and operations report for July 2020, Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division of the NNPC, Dr. Kenny Obateru, stated that significant increase in its bottom line was likely due to the 178% rise in the surplus posted by the NNPC's upstream subsidiary, the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company, NPDC. Obateru explained that NPDC's impressive result was boosted by the continuous improvement in global crude oil demand for the third consecutive month. He added that the NNPC's financials was further impacted by the 739% increase in the profit of Integrated Data Services Limited, IDSL, and a 51% growth in performance by Duke Oil Incorporated, both companies of NNPC. And according to him, returns from NNPC Retail Limited and Nigerian Gas Marketing Company, NGMC, during the period under review also grew by 28% and 24% respectively, owing to increased sales and improved debt collection. And finally, on business, the federal government of Nigeria has directed Nigerians with accounts in any financial institutions to obtain, complete, and submit self-certification forms to their respective financial institutions. The financial institutions comprise banks, insurance companies, and others. The forms, according to a tweet from the verified account of the federal government of Nigeria, explain that the forms are required by the relevant financial institutions to carry out due diligence procedures in line with the Income Tax Regulations 2019. It noted that failure to comply with the requirement to administer or execute this form attracts sanctions, which may include monetary penalty or inability to operate accounts. And that's it on business. And in sports, Zlatan Ibrahimovic scores as AC Milan beats Shamrock Rovers in Europa League qualifiers. Ewo Sagbeka has more on our sports desk this morning.
Good morning. Goals from Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Hakan Çalhanoğlu gave AC Milan a 20 win over Ireland side Shamrock Rovers in the Europa League qualifiers in Dublin last night. Ibrahimovic clinically fired home from the end of the box on 23 minutes after playing a 1-2 with Çalhanoğlu. The Swede hit the bar before playing his part in the precise passing move which set up the Turkey forward, who scored with a clinical finish on 67th minute. Rovers in Green forced 3 goal saves from goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma. The Milan goalkeeper twice denied Green in the first half and made another 5-stop after the interval at the Eternal Stadium, devoid of spectators in line with UEFA guidelines. In other matches, Rangers thumped Lincoln Red Hens 5 goals to nil, while Tottenham Hotspur came back from a goal down to beat Lokomotiv Plovdiv 2-1 to progress. Standard Liège defeated Balata 2-0, while Albany beat Viking 2-0. And finally, Argentina striker Gonzalo Higuain has left Italian champions Juventus after his contract was mutually terminated and is expected to join David Beckham's Inter Miami club in the United States. 2-year-old joined the old lady from Serie A rivals Napoli for Italian record fee of £75 million in July 2016, and it was also the world's third most expensive transfer. Last week, Higuain was greeted at Miami Airport